Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's video. So what we're going to be working on today is my 2008 trailer. Well, basically the reason we're working on this thing is it got damaged during Hurricane Sally. I got a little bit of fiberglass damage going on up there, and then I've got this whole area seems to have shifted forward. I don't exactly know what happened. I assume it looks like, from what I can tell, damage wise, just slide marks in the back. It probably hit its side. I don't know how, and then when I found it, it was right side up. Here's the video of that. Snap my thingy. That good dent. I'm 90% positive it rolled over. It was parked over there. So as you can see, it definitely got moved just a little bit. So we got some work to do. I've never worked on a trailer like this before in this type of way. So we're gonna go on this adventure together and figure out what's up. From what I'm looking at, it looks like we just gotta start pulling off some panels, and there's actually a wood frame in there, you can kind of see. And we gotta pull off the panels. I got some more sealant to reseal everything. And then we gotta figure out what got detached to the frame. I suspect this whole beam, if you will, got detached from these because it looks like they just used staples and it just got pulled away. So in theory, all I have to do is pull off that panel, pull off that top panel, possibly, I'm not sure yet. And then we got to figure out how the heck to take this guy off. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out as well. So once we get that off, we can slide everything forward. I'm going to put some actual wood screws and hopefully keep everything together, and we'll see how it goes. So you're going to be along with the adventure for me. I've never taken one of these apart, and we're going to figure it out and get it done. First thing I wanted to explain, I spent a lot of time wasting my time yesterday. If you're working on one of these, the type of bolts they use look like that, and it looks like at first it torques. It is actually an 8-point, and from the factory I looked this up to make sure. It actually takes a square bit, and that fits perfectly. I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to find one that is not, and once you put it in there and realize it fits, it's like, oh wow, that makes sense. Why they didn't shoot straight up square, I have no clue, but here we are. So I'm gonna be using that to take off most of these screws, and then we're just gonna keep on going. So the damage itself isn't too bad. It just hit a lot of pieces all at once, but this corner is kind of the worst of it. That is why everything is all out of whack. So what they did is they used staples to hold everything together, which is fine, I guess. It seems to have lasted, except in an obvious rollover. But what that's doing is they popped out, and now they're propping this whole corner up. So I gotta figure out, my hope is that I can just chop each of these staples and I can get everything to slide back down, and I'll throw a few vertical screws in to keep it down. But once that's done, and then obviously it pulled away from the corner right there, they also use staples. I'm going to try and avoid taking this panel off because it looks like it's going to be a real turd. There's a lot of beams that run length down there, so I'm trying to avoid from doing that. And we'll see, guys. I think what I'm going to wind up doing, hopefully, oh sweet, I didn't even see that. So actually what I'm going to probably wind up doing is just drilling straight into this board right here, and then I'll get some real long screws and go from here all the way through to a couple of these beams to kind of keep everything together. And that should hold up. But yeah, guys, she definitely took a beating, that's for sure. Resealing this whole thing is going to be interesting, to say the least, but we're going to get it done. So I also noticed another corner that got a little mangled right there. I'm gonna try and whack with a hammer and put some sealant in there and see if we can't keep that from moving around. But yep, all these trailers and stuff, this is all workers that are taking care of the huge mess back there. So I'm trying to stay out of their way. They're not really doing anything over here, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, that's currently the extent of the damage. So we got a couple lights that to replace as well, we'll take care of. So I'm gonna start putting all this putting this whole thing together. So I've been fighting with this thing for a while now, and I finally figured out something kind of disappointing. So my issue right now is I'm trying to get that corner to come down, and it's basically not. It kind of starts in the middle, and then it's just like not going down. And I've been racking my brain. I'm like, why the heck can't I get this thing to come down? And it finally hit me, and I'm kind of disappointed about this. But I'm like pretty sure, because on the back side, remember I was talking about that door not lining up right? because I think the whole box may have moved that way just a hair. I'll bet you this wall moved that way just a hair, and as a result it's picking up this whole side. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to jerry rig this best as possible to get it back together, basically. I mean, on the bright side, at least it's not kicked out anymore. It's, you know, I'm able to get the whole corner in, so it's not going to be like sticking out and unsealed. However, it does kind of suck. So I'm gonna go work on trying to figure out exactly the best way to do this. I don't have a way to get the thing to a frame puller or anything like that. I'm not going to go that route. It's a trailer, it's not that big of a deal. As long as everything's sealed is what really matters. So that's definitely interesting though. I was like, man, I've been racking my head about why the heck this thing won't pull down properly, and that would make sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on working on this thing, see if we can't get it back together and sealed, but that's definitely frustrating. Little progress update. So went ahead and got our screws back in, the bottom ones here. This one's been relocated, so the bottom beam's back in now. What I did here is I went ahead and just got a piece of aluminum that I had laying around and shoved it across here first, and then put some bolts down all the way down into the metal to try and see if I could drag this down at all. Didn't really drag it down too much, but it is definitely not going anywhere. It's solid now. And then same with up here, so that's pretty solid. It's only gonna get stronger as we put all the pieces back together. So, I mean, it sucks, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get any better than this. This should be strong enough. It's definitely, I think, probably stronger than the factory staples that were in there at least. So we got some progress going on here. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much what's been going on. Time to go ahead and start resealing everything up, I guess. Yeah, kind of a shame, but hey, you know what? We're making progress. So as you can see up top, we got still, that's pretty much the last thing I got to do minus the lights. Down here, I went ahead and got the whole trailer back together pretty much. So obviously, like I was saying, the frame is definitely tweaked a little bit. Very unfortunate, but it's not much I can do. You can kind of tell there's a bubble on this side. Bubbles down just a little bit, and this one's relatively straight in comparison. And yeah, so I have a screw right in here, another screw there. So this isn't going anywhere, but this thing just, I can't get it over enough to actually cover the whole thing up where it used to, which is unfortunate. So I put a couple more small screws in here just to make sure this thing isn't flying off and this isn't going anywhere. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it'll get the job done, which is what I care about right now. Maybe sometime in the future I'll come back to this and try and get it done better, but right now I just need my trailer on the road. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is hop on the top side and get that together. Make sure I got my seals good. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, this stuff is actually still pretty malleable. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a gum almost. So I'm gonna put a pretty decent bead of the coal around here. This is actually bent, I didn't even notice that. Whack that with a hammer real quick, see if we can't get that to straighten out a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put a pretty good bead of coal around there, and then drop that cap on, screw it back into place, and then I have some epoxy I'm gonna use on the fiberglass area that got busted. So definitely getting there. So just got everything plugged up. I gotta pop that top light in, but as you can see, it works. That one works. The rest of the yellows are lit. It's actually a little brighter. I almost like that one better. Doesn't matter though, so. Looks like we're just about there. Oh crap, the back one's red. That's hilarious. Didn't realize the back one was red. These are all yellow. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's good enough. All right guys, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go over top of that with some more sealant, just a couple, when I get a chance, probably have to buy a ladder and just hop up there and really make sure everything is good. It's good enough for now though, it's temporary. I mean, it's good. I just needed to get this thing pretty much drivable to where I can trust it. Hopefully we can get back to the track soon. And after that, we should be good to go. So that's her. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Damn, I'm gonna get to this before I tow the trailer away, but I gotta put resin up there and hit that whole corner. But let me knock that out real quick. And good as new for now, so good enough. So the whole point of throwing resin over fiberglass, for those of you that do not know, pretty much when fiberglass has any exposed fibers, those fibers will soak up water and eventually start rotting out what's good. And then it makes a much bigger issue when you have to eventually start grinding out all the loose fibers, any cracks and anything like that. So this will seal it up at least. It's not gonna be as strong as it was without grinding out everything that's bad and then putting doing fiberglass down, but that's not really that critical of a component. So just throwing some resin down over top of it should be fine. Threw some paint over it on top of that, so I mean, it's good enough. Anyway guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. Kind of a boring one for me anyway, just a long day with a lot of man hours going into this dang trailer. But I need the trailer to do a lot of the other things that I enjoy doing. So, I mean, it's an investment in myself pretty much, and it's done. So as I was saying, I'm probably gonna have to go over it with another sealant of some sort in the future. But I mean, for right now, it's good enough. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them down below or comments, and I'll have a good one.